Hi, everyone. My name is Karla Gleason, and I'm super excited to be here with you and talk to you a little bit more about pain, movement, and energy. This is a topic near and dear to my heart because I work as a physical therapist. So I'm actually talking to people about their pain levels, their movement, and their energy levels on a frequent basis. And it's exciting to be able to talk to people not only about physical things that I do in my job, but also I get the opportunity to share essential oils with people also, which is exciting. And so I want to teach you today a little bit more about how you can use essential oils in your own life to help you with maybe pain management, help you move a little bit easier and have a little bit more energy. So without any further introduction to the topic, I'm going to get started here. If my computer will let me. There we go. All right, so first off, what I want you to do is I want you to, well, first get your handout. The handouts for this continuing education series are amazing. So get your handout out for pain, movement, and energy. And I want you to rate yourself. When it comes to moving your body, rate yourself on the scale of 1 to 5 with the following. You have energy to move, 1 through 5. 1 means you don't have much energy to move, and 5 being you have lots of energy to move. Number 2, I have flexibility to move freely. How flexible do you feel like you are? Rate yourself from 1 to 5. I have strength to perform. Rate yourself 1 to 5. And I have a recovery capacity, meaning once I exercise, once I do an activity, I can recuperate from that and be ready to go for the next activity. How quickly can you recover? So go ahead and give yourself on a scale of 1 to 5 on each 4 of those categories. And I want you to think about those as we're going along in our time together today. So first off, you've heard us talk about this before. We've set the groundwork in previous classes about how important the foundation of our systems are. And that is where we get to the Lifelong Vitality Pack. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because, again, that was covered in a different session, but suffice it to say that the Lifelong Vitality Pack truly is our foundational support. This is the building block, the main building block of all of the essential oils you're going to use. And I would even encourage you and go so far as to say, on a daily basis, if I don't even use a single essential oil, but I take my Lifelong Vitality supplements, I'm going to have the energy that I need for that day. I can use a lot of essential oils, but if I'm not taking my vitamins, I'm just not going to feel the maximum potential that I have. So I just can't emphasize enough how important these 3 supplements are. The Microplex VMZ is a vitamin. We got the Z Omega, which is a fish oil, and then the Alpha CRS, which is your energy booster. So we can support ourselves, and we can really literally change the way we feel based on using these supplements. So it is the foundation. It's going to help you with that whole eating right portion at the bottom, because let's face it, none of us eats very properly all the time, right? I'm going to say that I'm included in that category. So, all right. So thinking about pain, when we look at pain, there's 3 different ways that we can look at pain. There's chronic pain, right? Chronic pain is pain that's kind of with you on an ongoing basis. It's there on a daily basis. Emotional pain, a lot of us have those emotional types of pains, and those again can be deep struggles that we have on an ongoing basis, or they can just even be those daily ups and downs that we might experience. And then there's occasional pain, right? Occasional pain might be, I just put Christmas decorations up and I strained too much and I was lifting boxes, or, I just ran for the first time, or I exercised too hard, or, I went to a trip to the zoo and, I had to walk up those stairs and that was difficult. And that might give you some occasional pain. So there's 3 different levels of that. And we're going to kind of go into each one, but essential oils are going to help us with all 3 of these levels. So when we talk about energy, let's start there. And again, thinking about the chronic pain, thinking about the emotional pain, thinking about the occasional or the intermittent pain. Energy is at the foundation of that, right? Our mitochondria, and you can see the little battery here on the left, it's all strong and charged up. And then you have the battery off to the right, it's kind of depleted. It's all about the mitochondria. The mitochondria is at the cellular level. It's kind of like our energy storehouse. It's our powerhouse inside our cell. And I like to give this example. When if you had a really nice car, right? Like let's say somebody just gave you a Lamborghini. All right. I mean, I've never driven a Lamborghini. I don't even know if I've ever seen a Lamborghini, but I know that's a nice car. And my kids get excited when, it's just the thought of one. So if somebody gives you that, I mean, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to leave it sit in your driveway where it's going to collect snow all winter long? Are you going to put cheap gas in it, at Costco? Or are you going to like keep it in a heated garage? And are you going to give it the best fuel and the best gasoline and that kind of thing? Chances are, if somebody's given you a really, really nice machine like that, you're going to treat it really well and give it lots of great fuel. And our bodies are kind of in the same boat, right? I mean, we need to fuel ourselves with the very best so that our machine, which is our body, is going to operate the best. And literally, what we feed our body is going to make that big difference. And it's all about the mitochondria. So if you're giving your body healthy nutrients with the lifelong vitality and with something like Mito2 Max, which is like that energy storehouse booster, then you're going to be a lot better off. And basically, so what the important part of the mitochondria is, it's all about, well, like, I mean, if you read the last part here, it's like an old sick battery has a lot of trouble making your electronics work. But if you don't replace the battery, it's going to be dim and it's not going to work as well. It's not going to have the energy. So when you feed your body Mito2 Max, it's an energy and a stamina complex. It's going to give your body, it's going to boost that body's energy. It's going to boost the mitochondria within the cell. So, it's one of those products that I know I personally will use if I feel like I need a little bit of a caffeine boost in the middle of the day, but my body does not like caffeine. It doesn't do well with caffeine. I get real jittery and everything, but the Mito2 Max gives you that natural boost to the mitochondria, natural increase in that battery charge without giving you the heart rate palpitations and the jitteriness that caffeine will. It's a natural supplement. It's an herbal supplement. It's going to give your body exactly what it needs. So right there, probably one of the best things that you can do. Now, one of the things that I hear a lot from people is, depending on weather patterns, sometimes hormones, sometimes neck tension, is they get a lot of headaches. And when you have a headache, I'm sure if you're a headache sufferer, if you've ever gotten a headache, if you even have just a low grade headache, that will it can zap your energy right to nothing. So first thing we like to say when we start with headaches is look at your water intake. Are you getting enough fluids throughout the day? I mean, your urine output should be clear, relatively clear. It shouldn't be a dark yellowish color or an orangish color. If it is, you're just not drinking enough fluid. So make sure you're drinking lots of water. That keeping your body hydrated, keeping your cells hydrated makes a world of difference when it comes to headaches. And actually, when was the last time you went number 2? That's going to probably say a lot too about where things are going. So that's the first place to start with headaches. And then when it comes to oils, this is a good order. Past tense, sometimes past tense alone is all somebody needs. It's a great blend. It has a little bit for hormone headaches. It has a little bit in it for tension headaches, has a little bit in it for sinus headaches. So it doesn't matter why you're getting your headaches. That covers a broad base of things. And a lot of times people just put a little past tense right on their temples or maybe on the back of the neck. I will caution you a little bit. I personally think past tense is very strong. When you get a bottle of past tense, it is all straight essential oil. It's not been cut down with a carrier oil like some of our touch rollers. So I like to take half of my past tense out, put it in an empty roller bottle and fill it with carrier oil and kind of cut it a little bit so that it's not quite as strong. I know other people who only want past tense as strong as possible. So just, you have to go based on what your own body likes. Peppermint, sometimes a little past tense with peppermint is great. Sometimes peppermint alone. Again, it's great for sinuses. It's great for tension. It can help with those change in weather patterns. You can put a little peppermint on your forehead, and that's helpful. And if you really have nasty headaches, another option here, option 3, is layer in the following order: a little frankincense, maybe on the back of your neck, along with lavender, followed by peppermint. Makes a really great powerhouse for pain relief and in particular headaches. Marjoram is good too. I love marjoram for pain. I will tell people a lot of times, like, I mean, I like frankincense. Frankincense works really great with inflammation and that type of thing, but I'll use frankincense with marjoram. And I find the marjoram helps more like if I'm having more joint type pain or tight muscles, then I'll maybe rub some marjoram and find some really great relief. All right. So again, when the basic blends are not enough, do you know what's behind your headache? So sometimes, again, headaches can be very mysterious, but here's just a list. I'm not going to go into every single oil here, but there's lavender, peppermint. This is a good one, just an FYI, to take a screenshot of this page because it does have a lot of really good information. Rosemary is good for circulation. So again, putting a little on your temples, back of the neck, increasing circulation, getting it to the brain. That can be good for headaches. Marjoram is a good muscle relaxer. Spearmint can be good. Again, great for migraines. And spearmint's also particularly good because it's mild. So it's going to be great for kiddos. Clove can be good for muscle aches and pains if that's what's causing your headaches. There's bergamot, cedarwood, and then Melissa. Especially Melissa is really good for those really deep, like those persistent headaches that just don't seem to go away. And with that, they usually suggest putting a drop under your tongue every couple of hours. Okay, so one of the things that I deal with quite a lot as a physical therapist, again, is working with people who are in chronic pain. And we have a chronic pain program that we like to take people through just to try to help people, kind of look at where they're at with pain medication and that type of thing. And as a PT, that's one of our biggest jobs, is just to try to keep people off of pain medication because it's so dangerous. Statistically, I don't know if you realize, but one of the dangers of prescription drugs is, there's literally more deaths in a year's time than there are people that die in car accidents. So, and the opioid epidemic is very real. If you live in the state of Ohio, for I think 2017, 18, and 19, the state of Ohio was listed as ground zero for the opioid epidemic because we're kind of right in the heart of some of the worst hit areas. So it's just, it's something that we need to all kind of be aware of. And I just know that there are people who start their opioid addiction in their teenage years because maybe, a doctor just innocently gave them maybe pain medication for back pain from a football injury or from a car accident or something. And it's those, withdrawal symptoms that can be really real, and it can really start people out on a path that's just not going anywhere good. So, we know there's a lot of dangers. We know the opioid epidemic is real. And there's just so many side effects, not only just from, the risk of death and the risk of addiction, but there's also just the withdrawal symptoms. If you do go on them, the digestive system, what happens there, and that can be, overwhelming to the system. And then even just the minor side effects, right? Like constipation, nausea, dizziness, itching, addiction, the vomiting, abdominal pain, headache, dry mouth. Nobody wants the side effects. But again, when you're in that much pain, sometimes you need a little something. So, but if you can use an essential oil to kind of help, you're going to be a lot better off, right? Some severe side effects of some narcotic analgesics. You need to look at the respiratory system, trouble breathing, depression, chest pain, abdominal, abnormal heartbeats, abdominal pain, cardiac arrest even, and death. So, just too many side effects from our pain relievers and what we're getting and those options that we're given from the medical field. So, there are healthier options and better options. So here are just a few tips. Again, something you might want to take a picture of, tips for weaning off of a prescription. Again, lifelong vitality is key to all of this. The other thing that I would suggest is you definitely need to have a conversation with your physician before you just wean yourself off of pain medication, because it can be kind of dangerous. So, but if it's something that you're wanting to wean yourself from, just have that conversation with your doctor. Now, if you're looking for something super potent and you're looking for something that is bar none, probably the best oil that's out there when it comes to helping you with your energy and helping you with pain relief, it's going to be copaiba. copaiba acts as a synergy oil. So it again works at a cellular level like all of our essential oils do, but it works with the endocannabinoid system of the body, which is what CBD oil works with as well. And copaiba has a lot of great stuff in it. The main chemical constituent is called beta-caryophyllene, and that works with that endocannabinoid system to help with pain relief. It also is really good for an energy boost. So copaiba put underneath the tongue, just a drop or two under the tongue, 2 to 3 times a day, can really help with mental focus and clarity. If you use copaiba along with your digestive oils, it's going to help your digestive upset get over that a little quicker. I personally like to use copaiba soft gels that you see on the screen here. I take that with a turmeric capsule every day. Makes a world of difference on how I feel and my energy level and my aches and pains. So just know that you can't go wrong with copaiba. I mean, it shows every single product listed here basically, because anytime you use copaiba, it's going to make whatever you're using synergistically act even greater. So copaiba every day. That's what I say. All right. So strength, essential oils, pain management. Sometimes we want to do a little strength training when we're, going to the gym and we want to get stronger. We want to avoid, sarcopenia or the wasting away of the muscle tissues as we get older. And again, going to the gym, it's a great thing to do, but sometimes we overdo it and it can be a little too much. So my favorite when that happens is I love to turn to my deep blue polyphenol complex. As a matter of fact, like I just did a 5K yesterday. And when I got home, I did my stretches and all that kind of stuff. And I'm not a huge runner. I don't love to run. I do it because it's good for me. I do the 5Ks because it kind of forces me into doing a little bit more activity than what I'm normally comfortable with. And I took 2 deep blue polyphenol and a copaiba soft gel when I got home last night. And I woke up today and I felt good and I didn't have a lot of residual aches and pains. So, when you're working on strength training, endurance training, pushing yourself to the next level, remember deep blue polyphenol. It's you can take up to, I think, 8 to 12 a day if you're in a lot of pain, like let's say you're in a car accident or you slipped and fell on the ice or something like that. You can really use deep blue polyphenol in replacement of like a Tylenol or ibuprofen, something like that. And that's how we use it in our house. Now, some people like to use deep blue polyphenol on an ongoing basis. So you just do what feels best for you. Some people take 1 a day and then they feel like they have fewer aches and pains. Some people just use it kind of on an as needed basis. Another great one for inflammation is frankincense. It's excellent for inflammation. So again, you pair that frankincense with the copaiba. Let's say my back feels inflamed. I could rub those right on my back. Let's say my whole body feels inflamed. I could put a drop or 2 of each one of those underneath my tongue. So it's going to help with that recuperation. Flexibility wise, you can't do any better than deep blue rub when it comes to increasing flexibility. And I know I'll rub a little deep blue rub. I'll put it on my thighs before I go jogging, put a little on my lower back before I do yoga. Sometimes I'll put it on my calves before I go for a jog. Again, just to kind of loosen up the muscles, limber them up, get some extra flexibility or muscle distensibility so that your joints don't take the brunt of your activity and your exercise. So walking's great. I cannot emphasize enough how important walking is. A minimum of twice, 20-minute walks daily. It's great to, break it up throughout the day. I've even told people before, especially like during COVID and the lockdowns and people staying at home, like take 3 10-minute walks a day. You're just as good as doing 1 30-minute walk, just got to keep moving. But when your muscles feel sore, tired, achy, using deep blue, rubbing a little past tense, even aroma touch, they have great oils. These are excellent blends and they will increase circulation. They will help decrease pain and increase flexibility, which is ultimately what we want. And when you have that increased flexibility, again, your body's just recuperating a lot faster. So can't emphasize enough. I mean, a lot of times I think people think that their joints are wearing down and that they need to have, extensive either steroid injections or they need to have surgeries because they're having so much pain, when in fact, a lot of times they just need to stretch a little bit more and give the joints a little bit of a break, because our joints have a tendency to take the brunt of things if our muscles are in too tight of a position all the time. So definitely flexibility is very, very, very important. So use these oils and help to get your flexibility back. Okay, recuperation. So you're staying active. You're a busy person. You're active in the community. You're walking. You're on the move. You're on the go. You're working around the house and doing all those things. What's the best way to recover? What's the best way to recuperate? There's nothing better than essential oils for helping in that recuperation process. Again, deep blue all the way over to the right. After a hard day's work, maybe you worked in the garden a lot, or maybe you were busy doing activities around the house, like scrubbing floors, down on your hands and knees, and you're like, ooh, I did a lot today. Rub a little deep blue on your back, rub a little deep blue on the back of your neck, and see if it doesn't help you recuperate a little better. Marjoram is another excellent one with that in mind too. And I also like basil. Some of those herby types of aromas, they just happen to be really excellent for the circulatory system and to help the body with that inflammatory process. I personally love lemongrass if I feel like I've sprained or strained muscles. That's a good one to use. And wintergreen is the #1 ingredient in deep blue. So we know that wintergreen is excellent for inflammatory response. And actually, I don't know if you knew this or not, but a lot of our modern medications, like aspirin, for instance, are inspired by plants. And wintergreen, the wintergreen plant, actually was the inspiration behind aspirin. So there are a lot of those I'm not going to say that right, but you know what I'm talking about, to help with inflammation in wintergreen, just like you get in aspirin. And also, just a little side note, you want to be careful. Wintergreen is kind of a little bit of a blood thinner. So if you're on blood thinner already, it's not that you can never use wintergreen. It's not that you can never use deep blue. It's just that proceed with caution. You don't want to, use it 4 to 6 times a day if you're already on a blood thinner, because it might thin your blood out just a little bit more. But for that occasional ache or pain, you can be free to use wintergreen or deep blue if you're on a blood thinner. My suggestion though might be go with a basil, or go with marjoram, or go with aroma touch if you're having to use something over and over that's not a blood thinner, or copaiba. That would be another good one. Excuse me, I'm going to grab some water. I was just lecturing you guys about drinking more water after all, right? All right, pain, movement, and energy. How do we get less pain, more movement, more energy? Well, if we weigh less, we're going to move a little bit more, right? So Slim and Sassy to the rescue. I love, love, love Slim and Sassy. I don't always love the flavor of it, but I do love the gum. The gum is fabulous, works great. It's soft, so even if you're not a big gum chewer, it will last a long time. If you don't love the flavor, I will put a drop or 2 of Slim and Sassy in my water. I just don't like to make it too strong. Sometimes, 1 drop in a large cup like this is typically good enough for me. And it literally does. It's got grapefruit, lemon, peppermint, ginger, cinnamon bark. It's a great combination, just a little bit zippy, but also, kind of peppy. It wakes you up a little bit. So middle of the day, if I'm sitting at my computer, I'll either pop a stick of gum in my mouth, or I'll put a drop of Slim and Sassy in my water and take a few sips. And it just really kind of helps curb your appetite, make better choices. And of course, if you don't like the flavor whatsoever, go ahead and take the soft gel, because then you don't have to taste it, but you're still getting it in your system, in your digestive system. And it kind of helps, balance your metabolism, so that your body's not, your blood sugar is not going really high and then super crashing low and back and forth. The protein powder does that same thing. I love eating the protein powder, like either in a smoothie, or I'll make like a cookie dough with it. I'll do that right before I go to bed, or maybe first thing in the morning before I go exercise. And it gives you that sustainability. You're not getting that super high peak from extra, like a lot of sugar and that kind of thing. It tastes great. And you can also use it in recipes. Highly recommend looking up doTERRA protein shake recipes. They have some awesome ones. All right, we did talk at the beginning a little bit about emotional pain. I mean, that is also, can be very real. Our emotions will lead to physical ailments sometimes even. So it's important, we've gone through a lot in the last couple of years, especially, to keep those emotions in check. And you can't do any better than our adaptive collection. I love the roller. There's a capsule that you can take that's got a lot of GABA in it that really works with the brain and kind of helps keep that nervous system calm. Excuse me. And then there's even an adaptive oil that you can diffuse. Diffusing. Sorry, I have a horrible tickle in my throat. Diffusing is probably the very best way that you can get into the limbic system, into the powerhouse of the brain to kind of help calm the system down a little bit. I am finding myself without essential oils at my beck and call right now, and my throat needs some oils. Frankincense partners well with just about anything that you put in your diffuser. I'm not really going to talk too much about elevation because elevation is no longer available, sadly. It is the joyful blend, but I'm telling you, elevation had a lot of citrus in it. So what I would recommend is wild orange, lime, lemon, grapefruit, any one of those combinations or any one of them individually are great to put in the diffuser. Add a drop or two of frankincense, and it's really going to help calm that nervous system down. But again, first thing I would try for anything emotional would be the adaptive blend. All right, so we talked a little bit about lifelong vitality being excellent as the nutritional support, but let me talk to you too. I want to talk about the digestive system. Excuse me. Because when your digestive system is working properly, that's really going to help aches and pains. It just does. So Terrazyme is a digestive enzyme. It kind of helps your body process the foods a little bit quicker. PB Assist is a great probiotic. It helps replace the bad bacteria in your body with good bacteria. And again, like the peppermint soft gels, DigestSend, Tamer is more of our kids blend. Any type of digestive pain that you might be having, get it under control, because we've learned that the gut, if your gut is not healthy, it's probably going to lead to total body inflammation. I would even go so far as to tell you that you should really watch your amount of sugar that you intake. Take a look if you're sensitive in the digestive area, look at your dairy intake, because a lot of people don't even realize it, but dairy is causing an inflammatory response to go throughout their entire body. Or maybe sugar, or like those simple starches, like some of our wheat products, some of those refined flour products, like I'm thinking flour tortillas or breads or pastas. Those can be really hard on our system and cause a lot of total body inflammation. So if you're one of those people that finds like my whole body is inflamed all the time, you might want to look at the digestive system, and you might want to consider doing like an elimination diet. Again, talk to either your doctor or a nutritionist. But again, these supplements, these products are foundational if you're going to kind of head in that direction. All right, so these are some sample box options. Like if you're on your loyalty rewards program, these are some options that you might want to look at if you're looking for pain relief. Here's two different options, the deep blue rub, the deep blue complex. Here's one in the middle, the athlete's LRP kit that's got like the Mito2 Max, lemongrass to help with, your body recover. The cool thing is when you're over 130, when you're over 125 PV, you're going to get the free oil of the month. You get free product credits or oil credits. And then you also get free shipping because you get credits back on your shipping dollars. The other thing, if you've never seen this before, I love the athlete's kit. It comes in a cute little bag. It comes with 5 of our favorite oils. It comes with a deep blue rub, a whole tube. This is literally what should be in every single person's gym bag. So if you are an athlete, these 5 oils plus deep blue rub, it's awesome. And it's literally only $75 wholesale, which is a great, great price. If you haven't tried the different kits, I love the kits. This is the relief kit. And it comes with a deep blue ball in the very first kit. You get a deep blue polyphenol, you get some deep blue rub samples, aroma touch, and a deep blue oil. And I love the deep blue ball. I roll it on the bottom of my foot. Sometimes I'll rub it on my hips, like in my piriformis, and kind of do some releases there. But they have different things. Like this is the second kit. So basically, what happens is you put these kits on your LRP. And I think they're right around $60, $60 to $70, but the savings in them is amazing. Like you get so much more product than you do for the dollar amount. But they really just want you to try these products, that for pain relief. And I'm telling you, I mean, every single one of these in the pain relief kit, it's like my favorite kit of the kits. And I really like this little, see the mini deep blue rub on the screen. It's a little tiny one that I put in my purse. It's got this cool applicator. I absolutely love that. And again, I take the doTERRA soft gels, the copaiba doTERRA soft gels twice every day. I mean, just really helps emotional pain that I might have throughout the day. It helps my physical pain. It helps my lifelong vitality supplements work better. And again, deep blue rub. I mean, on days that I'm exercising, it's a must. So try these. And here's the thing. Here's what comes in the third relief kit. You get I think, well, it says you get two turmeric capsules. It says that you get deep blue. Oh yeah, you get another deep blue oil, a past tense, and then you get some rollers to like kind of play around with, and a little fractionated coconut oil. So like with that, I would make an extra past tense roller bottle with that is what I would do, or make your own deep blue roller so you can take it with you. So it's just really economical way to buy your essential oils, especially if you're looking for pain relief. So when you first put the kits, like if I put the pain relief kit on my LRP, I don't even have to think about it for the next 3 months. So I get the first kit, the first relief kit in the first month that I order, and then the second month it automatically comes, and the third month the third kit automatically comes. So these just kind of come automatically. You don't have to think about it. They're really a great price. And like I said, you get a lot more product for what you get in the price. And sometimes you even get items like that deep blue ball or this little tiny fractionated coconut oil. You get things that you normally can't buy, which is pretty cool. All right, so opened up for questions. I mean, this is not actually live right now, but I want you to write your questions down on your paper, because when you get on with Cory and you have an opportunity to ask some of your questions. If there's something that I haven't made clear to you, which I'm sure that's the case, just go ahead and write your questions down. If you have any other questions about pain relief or using essential oils, for any type of pain relief, whether it's emotional, chronic, or occasional. And then I just want to encourage you too, there's so many different ways that you can share essential oils. I just think it's, like I said, I love my job. I love being a physical therapist. I love talking to people on a regular basis. But at the same time, there are times, that sometimes I can't help a person because either they're in too much chronic pain, or maybe they're in too much acute pain. Maybe they just had a car accident, and sometimes natural course of action just has to happen. So, we can give somebody some deep blue rub. We can give somebody some frankincense, a roller bottle to rub on, and you can truly impact people's lives in a powerful way. So if you love essential oils, don't keep them to yourself. Just even if it's just that you share with your family members or your neighbors or people you come in contact with. I mean, the whole world is hurting right now, whether it's emotionally or physically. Just kind of keep your ears open, and you'll find ways that you can share. And we can help people with more than just oils. I mean, when we share, like I started sharing about 10 years ago, doTERRA is a really generous company, and they compensate you. And if these are just some, ideas of what the compensation plan looks like. But it's not complicated. It's really easy, and it's a ton of fun. So if you have any questions and you want to learn more about what all this like Power of 3 bonuses and how you earn money with doTERRA and how you can earn even just a little bit to help your oils get paid for, talk to Cory, talk to Kari, Mary Amber, Becky, anybody, whoever introduced you to this call, you can talk to myself and we would be more than happy to give you a hand. So yeah, and there's a thing called the Power of 3, and that's just a bonus where you can make a little bit of extra money and you can use it to help other people, because when you earn a little extra money or maybe you get a few extra oils, then you can be generous and share those with other people. So when you help 3 people get oils into their hands, you get a $50 bonus, and it helps you can put that towards your order each month. And then if you help 3 people do what you just did, then they each get $50, and then you get a $250 check. So, I mean, and that's when you add all that up, all those $50 for 3 people plus the $250, it's $400 of sharing and helping. And again, I'm telling you, doTERRA is an exceptionally generous company. Their compensation plan beats anybody else's in the industry. So check it out. And then if you help 3 more people do what you did, then they each get $250 and you get a $1,500 bonus. And that really does happen and really can happen. So again, when you add all those bonuses up, it's like $2,250 of sharing and helping people. So again, if you're interested in learning more about how to share essential oils, it's very simple. It's very fun. And your neighbors and your family members and your coworkers and all the people you come in contact with are going to thank you, because they're going to have more energy. They're going to have fewer aches and pains, and they're going to have less stress in their lives. So, all right. Well, thank you for joining me. I'm going to stop the recording now. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in and listening in. And I look forward to seeing you on the call.